Hey everyone, today we're going to be solving an Excel user's problem with the SumIf function. However, while this solves the problem the user asks about, it doesn't actually solve the real problem. The solution to that problem I think will surprise you. More on that coming up. Okay, so here's the problem that we're looking at. And what it is the user has a table full of information here. And it's not really organized in a typical way, it's more like a report. And what the user wants to do is to take apples and look for the quantity of apples in this whole table. The solution to this is actually just a series of SumIf functions. And I'm not going to walk through the SumIf function specifically because I've done other videos on it and there's lots of videos out there on it, but I'll just show you what it looks like. What we're doing is we're saying for each apple, for example, in this column, add up what's in this column. And the way this is laid out, you have to do it for each section. And then when you add those up, what you end up with is the total of all apples in this entire report. The one thing I will mention with the SumIf function is please make sure that if you're using it, that the criteria range and the sum range are the same size. If you do not make them the same size, then Excel will get confused because it uses the index of that item on the other column to basically look up which value it needs to pull. So with that said, this is a solution to what the user is asking for. However, it's not actually the real problem that's going on here. And the real problem that's going on here is actually the way that the data is laid out. The reason that we have to do gymnastics to get this information is because this is really a poor layout for any kind of reporting or analysis. So the real question we should ask when we look at some data is, what am I looking at? And if I look here, I can see that there's really two attributes. You have apples, oranges, so these are the codes or the product lines, and then you have locations. So there's really only two attributes, and there's only one value, and it's the quantity. So when you have two attributes and one value, then that's a perfect situation to create a crosstab. And that's what I'm going to show you next. So this here is the same exact information. We have the 996 total fruits, which matches the 996 total fruits by product. The difference is that with this slight arrangement of the data, first of all, it's a lot easier to collect, and I can instantly see a lot of useful information that I can't see on the other one right away. For example, I can see total sales by location, I can see total sales by product line, and not only that, I can very quickly compare and analyze the differences between the locations and product lines. So you could add some conditional formatting here. There's no fancy formulas required. Everything here is just a straight up sum function. There's so much more information that you can get out of this just by changing how it's laid out. So the big idea here is, if you're looking for a solution, maybe the first place to start is, what's my data and what am I trying to get out of it? And is there a better way to lay it out? A lot of data problems can be solved by just getting the data in a better layout to begin with. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe for future updates. Talk to you later.